hour and just get all of ourselves ready for the full, no, new moon. It feels like a full moon for whatever reason, but it is a new moon that is happening on Friday night. So may it be with a blessing of Source that we continue to remember that all of this is an experience that we that our higher self planned for us. I just have to keep reminding myself, sweet baby Jesus, that all of this is an experience that we're having, that our higher selves planned for us, for our growth and evolution. May we continue to trust in our higher self, trust how everything shows up, and know that in the end, love is the only truth, and that's what we're looking for. That love, 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 love. Oh. With that, we say amen and aho. And yeah, we're going to, right off the bat, we're going to be clearing more karma and agreements, reassigning beings. And guess what? We are actually going to be sitting in baths of high frequencies. I was like, oh, I need a bath. Oh, I definitely need a bath. So if you would like to take a moment, you're welcome to just take a look at what your bath looks like. You know, you may be in a huge 10-person spa and just enjoying that by yourself. You might be in an old-fashioned clawfoot tub. You might be in some other kind of bath. But regardless of what your bath looks like, you are sitting in a bath of high frequencies. So the very first one that is in there, of course, is grace. Grace is that sunsetty orange color, and it is, really calming for our nervous systems. Like if anybody else is not having issues with their nervous system, fabulous. I think that is totally awesome. I just feel like I could really use a lot more grace. So there is definitely some grace in there. There is also the frequency of renaissance, which is a blue frequency. And renaissance is really about the rebirth. And that's part of what is going on for all of us at this time. There's a big death and rebirth going on. And so yeah, there is some of that. And then I am sure that there is the Christ consciousness frequency, that electric blue. And then, of course, whatever you are like, your higher self is like, and we need this, and we need that, and have some more of this thing as well. So your bath looks like whatever you need in particular. And you don't need to know what color the frequency is, or oh, I'm seeing purples. Like, yes, all of those things are really good. So trust how it shows up, whatever your soul wants to put in there, whatever your higher self is, oh yeah, we need more of this. Trust that. So there is the new moon, as I said. A new moon happens on Friday morning. It happens at 7 something in the morning. And I was joking with Joan today. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to get up. I might not get up until 5 minutes before I have to meet you. We always get together on Friday. So I might just stay in bed with my covers over my head. But it is the new moon of resplendence. And resplendence is a new frequency that is coming to the planet. But the moon also has exaltation frequency in it. And that's pink, gold, and blue opalescence, like exaltation. It also has the dark pink of courage and truth frequency, which is gold. And then, of course, the the gold of resplendence. So it is, the moon is going to be fabulous, but I've already had a dear friend say, fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a lot this week. And I go, oh yeah, that's right. And it's a really good reminder that there is nothing here like fear, pain, anger, unworthiness that I want to keep. So take it all, take it quickly, and then let's get on to the good stuff. So whatever of those, if you want some resplendence in your bath, everybody, if you happen to not catch it, we are bathing in big bathtubs, and you can feel free to see what your bathtub looks like. At the moment, mine kind of looks like it's got disco lights in it, and yeah, it's just a bathtub with just like lots of light kind of shooting through it in all different colors, nothing like calming and relaxing. It's sort of like I might be dancing here, having a party. So it is fabulous, however it shows up. So over to the text, if you want it, it is on Facebook, it is on WhatsApp. Happy to give you the link as well. It's in a Google document. Here's the one of the important pieces for us to get out of this. It says, in the upper room, all things are made new, not because you are taking a hammer to anything and stamping them into place. They are indeed made new through the effect of the divine self, come as you, in experience of itself. So here we are. They're telling us that everything is transforming because we are discovering that we are our higher self having an experience in a lifetime. And that is something that most of us did not grow up knowing. And I love this. God sees God in all of its creations. Sometimes I have to remind myself of that regularly. The creepy crawly bugs that walk, past me, and I'm like, God sees God in all of his creations. And I'm like, I know it's word, divinity, and form, but oh my goodness. But it's that reminder that, we are having an experience in this lifetime, and that's what we're up to. That is basically what we are up to. And it's not saying that that we have to pretend that we're happy when we're not. And it literally says, it is not about pretending you are happy when you're not. It is indeed about claiming the identity that is always true and allowing this aspect of self to move through you and to do its work, its operation. When you get down, when you're overwhelmed, when you're like, what the heck is going on? You go, oh yeah, that's right. God sees God in all its creations. I'm having an experience here, and I'm just going to keep reminding myself that this is just an experience. It's just an experience. I'm just experiencing this craziness, and know that it's going to move. Because everything does, right? You are not the same person you were 6 months ago. If you think you are, take a look again. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and find where you have a place that is filled with judgment and fear about trusting your higher self. Judgment and fear about trusting your higher self. Listen, all of us have had lifetimes that haven't turned out so well. I have several lifetimes where I'm like, yeah, there was that lifetime where I trusted you and I know I got beheaded. That is not how that story was supposed to end. But in fact, it is how it was supposed to end. But I want to heal those places. So sternum for Jill, awesome. Mine is in my third eye here. I can see there's like flashes of old pictures and ideas of what times when I followed my higher self and it didn't end so well. And, I don't have to stop and go, okay, what exactly is this? I can just be like, all right, let's keep moving that. Let's keep moving that. So, and if you want to speak up, feel free to do that. Just go ahead and turn your mic on, start talking. Otherwise, feel free to put it in the chat, however it shows up. Terry says, sternum and frontal lobe. Yes. Get all this good stuff right here. And while we're working on that, let's go ahead and move any of those stacks of pictures that we have, movies that are playing. Let's go ahead and close openings and close openings, yes. Close openings, doors, windows, all of those things that we can just keep working on because it's an intense time. My higher self was telling me yesterday as I woke up, we're for God's sake, someday, jettisoning. Yeah, all of the old frequencies, kind of like what Artemis 2 had to do in order to come back to Earth. They jettisoned, there we go, jettisoned all of the stuff that isn't working for us anymore. We're like letting it go. It's like dumping out the trash to get as lean and clean as possible, moving into that new moon. So then we're like ready to, transform like a mofo. So gentlemen, we're happy to help you with your skin. There's a lot. It's crazy. I'm just fascinated at how many things are going on. I'm like, what is up with my skin? It's normally not looking this dry and, just having all kinds of issues. So happy to help you with that. Judgment and fear and trusting your higher self. The more we can move those judgment and fear pictures and movies and frames and things like that, the more we're like willing to start trusting our higher self, and we start going, oh, okay, this might work out okay. This will work well. I'm going to trust which direction I'm going in and know that it's all okay. It's going up in frequency. So see lots of skin issues. There you go. Random armpit rash and itchies. Peeling, literally shedding the skin, itchy legs and back. Let's go ahead and work all of that. I've had an itchy spot like right here. I'm like, oh my goodness, what in the world is that? And I just keep saying, leave it be, leave it be, leave it be. So let's keep transforming those things. Everybody's nervous system looks like there's a lot going on in the nervous system, where it's just like so triggered. So it's almost like our nervous systems are on a delicate balance, and one extra drop and we like tip over, and the nervous system is just causing a lot of that. So we're going to keep working on it. As you sit in the bath, we're going to put more antihistamines, anti-inflammatories in those baths as well that we are sitting in. Let's put some more joy into those baths as well. That will be really fabulous, yes. If you know from your mastery days, if you haven't taken mastery, joy is a frequency that helps us transform more fear, more anger, more pain. It is some fabulous stuff. And Jill, yes, there is some in the lymphatic system as well, Jim. Jill says, itchy all over the body. If it's nervous system or lymphatic system, you've got a lot in your lymphatic system, and we're going to go through and work on everybody's lymphatic system as well. Woohoo! Thanks for bringing that to the party, Jill. There is not a single person on the planet who could not benefit from working on the lymphatic system, the nervous system, the cardiovascular system. Yeah. Okay. Terry, something in the liver. Oh, yeah. So the first thing that pops up for me in your liver, Terry, is some dark artifacts. So we're going to go through and move dark artifacts for everybody. A dark artifact is can look like a lot of different things, but I see a number of them that look like daggers and statuettes in the liver. And so whatever it is, we're going to go ahead and clear that up. We're going to move past life pictures back to your Akashic records as well. A bunch of you are like, hey, what about this lifetime where I had this issue for my liver? And what about this lifetime? And what about, yeah. Keep moving as much of that as we can. This is our prep, right? Getting ready for the new moon. So, yeah, Janelyn, you too. Yeah. Gonna move more of that. See? Way to go, Terry. Bring that up. Speaking of the liver, which has nothing really to do with this, but there are a lot of people who will tell you, we are going to work on anger around the choices you have made. The anger around the choices that you have made. And they talk about it on page 6. It is not expected of any of you to parse through every idea of every lifetime and every idea of time and space and pick at the little things that seem to be awful or fearful or hard or remembered in dim light. We don't need to do that. Right? We do not need to go through and go, oh, and what did I do in this lifetime? And let me go ahead and heal that. We can just be like across the board. We're going to heal more anger, for example. They continue saying, in order for that to happen, you would need to claim a lifetime just for the purpose of picking at the pain. And that is not the purpose of this teaching, nor is it the purpose of a lifetime. But to begin to understand, comprehend, and indeed realization of frequency, that the divine that has come as you is knowing itself through all things, must be inclusive of these aspects of the self that you have utilized or negotiated in fear. I will be a good person, so nobody is angry with me. I will be an angry person, so nobody will tell me what to do. I will love those people that treat me with honor, and I will stay very far away from those who do not. And you will indeed find rationale for any choice you make, and find those who seek to support it and tell you you are right in doing so. So we're going to work on that anger. Yeah. Remember, anger is a frequency. For me, anger often shows up as like a reddish brown. I'm really bad with colors, but kind of a reddish thing that shows up. But yeah, where I want to move as much anger as possible, because it's a frequency. We think of it as an emotion, like, oh, they made me really angry. Like, you were triggered, and a lot of different things could trigger you in that moment, and they could have triggered your unworthiness or your pain or your fear, or along with your anger. It could be any of those things. So healings for anger, if you want to know where you are holding a whole bunch of anger, and that can look like, pictures, frames. It can be dark designs. There can be artifacts. It can be a lot of different things. You just ask, where am I holding the most anger right now? And mine is my sternum, just like Janeline's. My sternum. Now, I would have said I don't think it's my sternum, but I'm going to trust that when I say, where is it in me? And I'm not thinking, but my hand is moving to my sternum, that's it. Because there's probably lots of other places too. So Ashley says throat, and Jill says throat. Another awesome place to heal more of that, where we get just a little ticked off. Doesn't matter what word you use. It's still just a frequency that we're moving out. Yes. Nobody needs that. If you take a look at the bath that you have been sitting in, you may notice that the bath, the crystalline nature of the bath has changed. You might notice that when it started, it looked like it was in waves, and now it looks like it's in cubes. You may notice that when you started, it was very blue or very orange or very, whatever in color, and that it's now a different color. Like when I first started, I felt like I was kind of at a disco. There was lots of lights that were kind of shining through. They were like little laser beams. And now when I look at it, it's like a lot more blue, and it's a blue that's more wonder blue. It's more cerulean blue, and it just feels like it's a little calmer, like it's a little more like, okay, this is what I'm sitting in, which is fabulous. That's how that stuff works, man. It's amazing. Okay. So one of the things that they talk about in this text is about when you enter a new country, there's a lot of things that are going to have to change. Like you might not be able to speak the language, or you don't know the food on the menu. You don't know how the housing works. You don't know what to do when a snake you have never seen comes and seeks to bite you. Very funny. So you seek information, and we have sought as best as we can to provide you with all the information that would support you in this realization. All of that to say that coming in and starting to read these texts, starting to do this work, you will feel lots of times, I still feel times when I'm like, what's going on? What are they talking about? What is this that's being healed? Why am I experiencing this? And that Melchizedek, are constantly supporting us, that we are always being supported through the process. And they remind us that what is happening through all the stuff you've been experiencing. Anybody else experience a really wild weekend, like, oh my gosh, it was exhausting, or I found myself up and then I found myself down, or I was, really weepy, anything like that? Anybody experience those kinds of things? I got lots of texts with people experiencing that. So, we just keep remembering that all of that is the process of us realizing ourselves, right? There's stuff that's going to show up, and then it's going to transform, and we won't have that same experience again. Terry says her bath is looking a little murky. Is it a valence or a projection? It is a valence. Let's move the valence. If it wouldn't be weird, I would get in the bathtub with you, Terry. Your bath is not murky by any means. It's really quite fabulous. A way to create a bath that'll do you lots of good. It's fabulous. Yeah, so I know Becky said she had a weekend, and there are a lot of us. I've got tons of texts of people just like, what the heck is going on? Doesn't make any sense. Terry, yeah, you see some reconciliation frequency in there? Yeah, isn't that a nice one? Yeah. And I see some creation in there as well. So sometimes I spend a couple nights a week being up in the middle of the night. Last night was one of them. And sometimes I just sit and I'm like, okay, I'm going to start calling in frequencies, and I'm only going to call in the frequencies that pop into my head. And yes, I work with the frequencies, but there's also times where I can't think of a single one of them. Like beyond, I can usually remember love. No bets on that. But, you just trust how it shows up. Like you sit there and you go, okay, I'd like to call in some more frequencies. And your mind goes, I don't know what I'm calling in. Okay, love. I'm going to call in love. Okay, love. Okay, what else? Nothing's there. There's nothing there. I'm not getting anything. And then you go, oh, okay, let me give myself a healing, and let me just trust. Let's see, what color is love? Oh, well, love is pink. So I'm going to just focus on that. And then what will happen is you'll start having awareness of other frequencies coming in. It's, a yellow frequency coming in and a purple frequency coming in. And oh my gosh, awakening comes in, or like Terry's like reconciliation. And the strangest words will pop in, and then you'll be like, oh, those are frequencies. But you just keep trusting how it shows up. All right. Next healing. While we continue to bathe. Old ideas and narratives. Old ideas and narratives. And I love this one in particular because for me, the narratives are the conversations that are constantly going in my head. Wow, there's some that I'm really tired of hearing. One of them I'm tired of hearing is, oh, I'll do that later. And it doesn't have to be like I'm trying to avoid doing some work. It's fear that shows up. Oh, I'll do that later. Oh, I'll do that later. Like, it's time for me to sit down and start doing some social media. I'll do that later. Oh, I can do that at 2. Because I'm like, no, don't make me do that. I don't want to do that. So whatever your narrative, your old ideas or narratives are, feel free to put them into the container and just be like, okay, I'd really like to let that one go. The one that says, it's okay. I'm okay. It's fine. I'm fine. Maybe you have one in particular that you find that you're constantly saying, but what you're actually saying is, I'm not fine, I'm not enough, I'm struggling, I'm having a hard time, there's some fear here, whatever it is. We're going to work on those old ideas we have, that this is the way it has to be, and the narratives that we say repeatedly over and over and over again. A lot of that is in our throats, but you can see where yours is. Some people have them in their stomachs, in their diaphragms, in their lungs. It's affecting how they breathe. So over on page 8, they say, but the lesson of separation is moving now, and it is time for humanity as a whole to begin to claim the identity that has always, underline always, rested in the flame in the heart. It's time for humanity to claim the identity that has always, always rested in the flame of the heart. The divine self, the Christ within, the true self, the monad, the divine spark, call it what you will, has always been there and is now seeking its expression as, with, and through you. And it is the claim, I am in the upper room where it occurs. I have come, how it arrives, that will support you in the following claims. So if you ever like, I don't know, is it a higher self? Is it my soul? What's the divine self? The Christ within, the true self, the monad, the divine spark? They're like, they don't care what you call it whatever you want. It is you as the divine, you as that piece of God that has come. And it's now going, knock, 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 knock. Excuse me. It's time for me to come in and take over. You can take the back seat. I'll start driving this vehicle now, and wait till you see how amazing it's going to be. Okay, Zoya says, what is showing up for me right now are the blockages I have to joy and pleasure. Yeah, those are what's showing up. Yep, because that's what we're all working on. Isn't that fabulous to know? You are not late to the party. It's not like everybody else has all the joy and the pleasure that they want, and you have missed the party. Oh, sorry, Zoya, you got here too late. That is not true. So let's move more of those pictures, frames, movies, projections, holograms. Let's keep moving those things that make us think that we've missed something. That we have missed something, that there is more joy and pleasure. We are definitely getting there, but we're not quite there yet. We have some moments, right? Some moments that just bring us to laughing out loud. Some moments where we're like, oh, I'm just going to stay amused with it. We're going to be working on this place. It kind of ties right into this. There's more to do, and I'm not doing enough. How about that for a narrative? There is more to do, and I'm not doing enough. If I just work harder, if I pay more attention, if I, do without, if I just focus more. Not true. None of that is true. They actually talk about this on page 8. It says, now the one who is aligned in what is called the upper room begins, underline begins, an experience that will be long-lasting. You are not given a passport and expected to stay here all day long. Nobody's thinking that you're going to be here all the time. You're going to go in the upper room and come out of the upper room, go in the upper room and come out of the upper room. You still have ways that you will be learning and negotiating through the common field. Hello, we still have karma, we still have agreements, and we will be in the upper room and everything will be like, oh, yeah, this is lovely. And then we'll be like, crash. Oh my God, what am I doing here? Nope. You were born in a body, and as we have often said, the upper room is the highest level of vibration that one may hold while maintaining form. And then they go on to talk about there are levels above that. There are very few people that can hold that while maintaining form here on this planet. I do not know anyone at all who can do that, but it's a reminder for us that this is a process for us. right? Terry, good to know we've crossed off number 7 on your greatest hits list. Yeah. We just go, okay. I am doing exactly what is next for me to do. Are you telling yourself the truth? 100%. 100%. 100% of the time that you say, I am doing exactly what is next for me to do, you are right. Ding, 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 ding. Reminding you all to take a look at your bath. What does your bath look like now? Has the shape of the bath changed? Have the colors in your bath changed? Now I'm looking at a bath that has more like yellows and kind of golds. I know there is a lot of healing going on for me around unconsciousness. I have been so unconscious for the last couple days. It fascinated me after I got the healing on it, how unconscious I'd been. Like, I told friends that I was going to Zoom with them last night at 6:30. Do you know what time I realized that I did not check in on them? Like 4:30 in the morning. Like, literally, it did not even ding for me. I was not paying attention. And at 4:30 in the morning, I'm like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. I cannot believe I just completely forgot. And yes, I did get up out of bed and went and, looked at my messages and saw, oh, in the middle of the afternoon, they were like, oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. So it was perfect. But wow, did I go unconscious? So I can see that in my bath. What do you see in your bath? What are you noticing? There's the ways that your bath is changing so that it is accommodating you in perfect ways. Terry says, I cooked potatoes in the Instant Pot and forgot to seal the lid. The pot says, burn when you do that. Actually, now that you say that, I overcooked lentils. I don't know how you overcooked lentils. I don't cook them that often, but yeah, I went completely unconscious to that as well. So yeah, see, lots of unconsciousness. And what is that? Oh my God, I made a mistake. It was awful. No, it was your higher self going, yo, do you see this unconsciousness that we're moving?
What it's gonna do.
Yay.
9 o'clock.
What else you want to
Jennifer
do?
says she walked in the paint on the painted floor. Yeah, I love that one too.
You can do fish. Rather do
I
that
have done that.
quicker,
Painted
but
something and then put down the
it's up
paintbrush
to
and
you.
proceeded to
But
put my
the thing
hand
is,
right
this
on
is the
what was
second night we told them we were gonna
like
do. Are they even here?
not even a couple
We
minutes
told them we were
later,
gonna do
just
lasagna,
literally
so I'm pretty much thinking
what is that? Like I knew it was
I want to
painted.
bait and switch them again.
Yeah. You are getting better every day, Jennifer, with paint. She says,
They're downstairs. I don't know if they were planning to eat it or if they got something else instead.
Jill says, am I hearing voices or is that me? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Are you hearing voices? So I love this. Our instruction for you on this evening is indeed the claim, I have come, and we wish for you to understand again that it is not being claimed at the level of personality. It is not Daphne in her chariot of light flying across the sky saying, look at me, Daphne, I have ascended to a new way of being. How about that? Good for me. Follow me if you want to, or if you can. See, the guides have a sense of humor. It is Daphne as realized by the divine, and it is her presence alone, her presence and being that supports the realization of who and what she encounters. Are there people proclaiming that they are everything that you ever need? Absolutely. But that's their experience too. They can have that. Here's what I like. All right, everybody, still in our baths. Most of the baths are starting to turn more golden, and you may have an awareness of more of those frequencies that are in the new moon that are coming in, but there is some of that truth. There is some of the resplendence, and then there is also, what did I say, what else was in there? There it is. Courage and exaltation. I haven't said it enough yet. Courage and exaltation. So you may notice that your baths are starting to become a little more golden. Speaking of golden, imagine you had a golden voice, a wonderful, wonderful singing voice, and you were here to walk about the town you live in singing a note. And a perfect pitched note, a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful sound that rings through the township. People are doing what they wish. They are at their office. They are walking their pet. They are bathing their children. They are reading the paper. They are having a nap. They are thinking of this thing or that. But that one note song that you are now singing is permeating the town. And the vibrational field of all things that express in it, both things that may be known as holding matter or material vibration, and those things that may be comprehended as without substance in a way that you may touch, taste, or feel, because all things are of God, or an expression of source simply operating at different levels of vibrational tone. You are walking around the town singing the tone. That's what you're doing in reality. In reality, the word, as we instructed the young man before you quite a long time ago, has been called the one-note song. And the one-note song is indeed manifestation as all things. Everything is the one-note song. All things seen and unseen, both the light and the dark, all the one-note song being expressed in different ways. Do you get that? You are already the one-note song. You have to be, because either everything is of God or nothing is of God. And we all know that everything is of God. So as you have aligned in your town, in this body that you have chosen to carry through this idea of incarnation, as you sing your way through your experience, the tone that you emit is actually in an encounter. Not through an act of will, but through presence and being, with all things that are known and unknown, seen and unseen in manifestation. You are busy being the one-note song. You are busy, busy, busy. Where you are now arguing with me, because I hear a bunch of you, you don't understand. No, I 100% understand. You are the one-note song. You are walking around town being the light, singing your heart out. But you have forgotten. I have forgotten. Jill has forgotten. Terry has forgotten. Everybody here forgets, because here we are on planet Earth. The lightest and brightest it's ever been. It actually is true. But still, we forget. And they do say the song that is being sung, or the tone that is being emitted, is not heard by the physical ears, but it informs the landscape. If you have ever watched Care work, she talks a lot about landscapes. And by landscape, we mean the fullness of the landscape, which includes all things thought, all things witnessed, all things seen and unseen, and not bound by the idea of time, space, the calendar, or the clock. I think they pretty much covered everything. Do you get it? All things are the one-note song. Healings for all of us on those places where everything is of the one-note song, except the snake, the bug, the person who pissed me off, the person who's responsible for creating havoc in your life, like, right? No, it's all one note song. We keep reminding ourselves of that. Okay. What if you are already enough? What if everything that has happened to you happened for you exactly as it needed to happen for whatever you needed to get from it? What if you've always been singing that one note song and you just forgot? Got big healings for all of us on all those what ifs. If you have any other ones you want to put in the chat, feel free. What if, what if, what if? So there's stars coming into everybody's bathtub. These stars are like, still struggling with this one. These stars are like filled with everything in the cosmos, right? It's more of that everything in the cosmos is in these stars, and it's beyond divinity and beyond love and beyond love. It's source energy in these stars. It's just being plopped into your bath. And what it's doing is starting to transform more of those ideas that were separate, right? That you and I are separate for whatever reason. We're separate because, you look at me and go, oh, well, she's teaching the class, so she must know more than me. Or, you look at somebody you are in a relationship with and you go, they've got it so much more together than I do. Or if I could only have the life they have, because we think their life is just all that. That's kind of like all the stuff that's in these stars, and they're being dropped in. And when I ask, where is that in me where I keep claiming the separation, right across my sacrum, like has just gotten really twingy, and I'm going, oh yeah, that's because I worked out this morning. Yeah, because that's it. So here's from the text, page 10. Many of you still think that what you are here doing is supporting an idea of a world that satisfies your idea of justice, satisfies your idea of healthy beingness, satisfies your idea of what God should want. Because your idea of what God should want has been so claimed through the construct of the lower field, you have created gods that you believe sanction wars, sanction murder, sanction imprisonment. Well, of course people should be in prison. Well, of course we have to, fight those people because they're on land that is ours. It's our land. So we should, argue with them. And if it goes to, having a war with them, beating them over the head with a stick, well, of course we should do that. You have all agreed to these things, like it or not, and humanity as a whole is finally about to come to its senses. I did not exaggerate the number of finallys, 4 finallys. Finally is about to come to its senses, and its senses means its awareness of the manifestation of fear and what it does when it is given tribal reign. Best news ever. There it is. We're about to come to our senses. And we say tribal reign, REIGN, because you are operating again as tribes. And you are forgetting the shared humanity that is the light within you in all of its perfect expressions. I'll tell you that again. We say tribal reign because you are again operating as tribes, and you are forgetting, I am forgetting, the shared humanity that is the light within you in all of its perfect expressions. And we say perfect expressions as we speak of the God within. The God within is perfect in anyone and everyone, regardless of how subjugated it has been, how encased in fear it has been, how much evil has accrued around it. And we say evil to mean low vibration. The understanding of the sealing of the tomb and rolling away the boulder for the resurrected divine must be understood as available even to the worst. And the metaphor of the flame or the risen light within you and its resurrection is the meaning of the true coming of the divine in humanity. I don't know about you guys, but I am hot. Transformation is hot. And I'm just like, whoo, holy moly. And gentlemen, that headband sensation, I can feel it now. That is a bind. And it can't be healed. It can only be unbound. So everybody has a bind. You can feel free to ask where your bind is, but we are going to transform binds for everybody. All of these are information that was taken, and the information is being restored for you. Pop everybody's binds. They might look like headbands. They might look like corsets. They can look like a lot of things, but you probably are feeling them really tight, and it's always fabulous. So let what's bound be unbound. Let what's taken be restored to the 999th power. Times 100, times 100, times 100, times free, times free, times free, times ruby red, times ruby red, times ruby red. It will be so, it will be so, it will be so. Let freedom ring, let freedom ring, let freedom ring. Pop those binds and seals. Terry's got hers as bracelets. I had one around my forehead as well. Some of them are around people's waists, around their sternums, around their throat. I even see some around people's ankles, and somebody has them around both ankles, like they were bound up. So hip hip hooray. Thank you, Jenilyn, for bringing that to the healing circle. And you may experience a lot more of those this week as you're dumping the low frequencies. You get to a certain frequency and then the binds can come off. So it's really fabulous, but it's based in frequency, and you just keep trusting how it all shows up. Fabulous. Okay. The guides continue. It is the true meaning of the amplification of the light that has in fact come as you, and in the one beside you, and in those you say you hate or would like to hate, because at least it gives you some sense of control over the chaos you see around you. You will never cease a war through hatred. You will never end a war through appeasing fear. You will find that fear will raise its head in some other fashion, in some other place, the moment it seems to have been hidden from one place to arise in another. The claim, "Behold, I make all things new," is the clarion call of the divine self upon the world that you have chosen to align to. And from the upper room, it is indeed made new. You get stuck this week. You don't know what to say, what to do. Something is making you crazy. You just know that you're ready to be done with it. Behold, I make all things new. And pretend that you're in the greatest magical movie and that you say that and it's like poof, everything transforms. You start to see it differently, whatever it is. You literally poof, behold, I make all things new. Poof, behold, I make all things new. Poof, behold, I make all things new. The more you say it, the less silly you'll feel. I can tell you that. I've done that one. Oh, this is stupid. This is silly. It doesn't do anything. Heal that, heal that, heal that. So at the bottom, do you have a question, gentlemen? Feel free to ask it. At the bottom of page 11, I know who I am in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am in the upper room. I have come. I have come. I have come. Behold, I make all things new. Behold, I make all things new. Behold, I make all things new. Transform, transform, transform. Gentleman's asking, is the bind new? No, it is not. These binds are old. 90%, most of them are, you have had these binds for lifetimes. And it is because you have reached a frequency that the bind is then available to come off. So essentially what it is when the bind was put on there, now if it was information that your higher self put on a bind because you couldn't have that information until you reached a certain frequency, that is true. But there are also binds that the lower frequencies put on information to try to keep you from your information. And kind of the rules of the game of that is, okay, you can bind their information, but you have to give it to them at this point. So that means you've hit a frequency to be able to release those binds, whichever way it is, whether it was information that was taken or whether it was information that's stored. Your higher self stores information until you reach a certain frequency. And beings that create energy to harm take information, but they have to give it back to you when you reach a certain frequency. So, great question. Okay. So the guides add on page 12, the invocation of this may be spoken into being, but understand that it is the expression of the monad or the divine self that takes this action. It is, behold, I make all things new. There's nothing for me as a personality to do. I just say the words, and my higher self takes care of transforming whatever it is that is triggering me, that I'm judging, that I'm going into fear about, right? It's just like, oh, my job is to go, behold, I make all things new. And I trust that the monad, my divine self, is on it for all the other details. I don't need to worry about all that. What is true is always true, and the lifting to the song that you sing will assume itself in action. It's really freaking cool. It's really freaking cool. It's just that easy. Okay. It is a fabulous thing that all of us are going up in frequency. We spend a lot of time thinking that we're not, but it's not true. We're all going up in frequency, all of us. All right, you are now stepping out of the bath. You are getting a gift of a towel, whatever color towel you would like. Your higher self is on that too. Wrapping yourself up in a towel. You might be just putting it in your throat, putting it in your third eye, putting it in your frontal lobe, putting it in your brainstem. Wherever your higher self dictates is where that towel is going. I just made that. I was just like, oh yeah, those towels are gifts. Yes, please. Okay, while they're doing that, I'm going to tell you that the next healing circle is April 27th and 28th. It's 2 weeks from tonight, and then 2 weeks from tomorrow at 2. We're going to be back in the book of Resurrection. Resurrection is the frequency of worthiness. This is the 369. This is the 10th book. And we're going to be, I know, it's crazy, right? April is flying. We're going to be on day 26, which starts on page 247. And we are going to go through to page 253, where it says, we will stop now for Paul, period, period, period. I will again give you these pages, but this starts with, when something stands in your way, when you have a perceived obstacle in your path, you have an opportunity to grow. How about that one? There is nothing stopping any of you really, except what you believe to be. Isn't that going to be good? Oh my God, the healings, all the places where what we believe, right? What we're manifesting, what we're putting out into the field. So I will put it on Facebook. I'll put it on WhatsApp, Resurrection Day 26, but I wanted to let you know that. We have a gift for everybody. That is, a gift is a fan for the flame of remembrance. So within the text, they're talking about, the fanning the flame. And so everybody is getting a gift of a fan, and it is a fan for the flame of remembrance. Blah, 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 blah. You can check in, ask where that's going to go. My fan is going to go in my throat. And we're going to install those now while I give you this last attunement that's in this section of application. And, if you all want to read or to listen to Paul, this whole 5-day experience, you can actually go on Paul's website. I don't know off the top of my head exactly how much it is, but you can get, it is all the lectures. There's, I think, 3 of them every Wednesday night. So there's 15 of them, and then you can get the texts and all the conversations and stuff like that. But just to let you know. All right, here we go. You can repeat the words after me, or you can just let my words be your words. I am word through my body. Word, I am word. I am word through my vibration. Word, I am word. I am word through my knowing of myself as word. Word, I am word. I am word through my comprehension of this instruction. Word, I am word. I am word through my willingness to be in service. Word, I am word. I am word through all who war. Word, I am word. I am word through the peace that expresses in the face of all war. Word, I am word. I am word through the renunciation of fear as an actor on this plane. Word, I am word. And I am word through my allowance, my agreement, and my accord to realize this instruction as manifest. I am word through this intention. Word, I am word. Yes. If you have an awareness, feel free to share. It's, for me, it's these light particles and light waves that are going out as we all do this, and they're going out, and they're like, I sort of see them like the dandelion seeds, going out, and they're just kind of floating everywhere. But they're not just floating like randomly. They are moving with purpose and intention, because that's what we're busy doing. We have purpose and intention here. And each time you claim your worth, each time you say an attunement, each time you trust your higher self, each time you send more love or clear more judgment, every time you do that, that's what you're doing. You're putting out more of that out into the field, and it starts to transform everything that it touches. Everything that it touches. You all are so freaking powerful, so freaking amazing. Like, I just keep claiming the action of the monad for all of us. So freaking amazing. So, if you have any questions, if you have anything show up, if you need some help, you can always text me. I think probably all of you have my number, and you can text me on my phone, but you can also, connect with me through WhatsApp. You can connect with me through Facebook, through Instagram, whatever. Send smoke signals. I get those too. But please make sure you know that you are totally loved, supported, and protected through all this, and it's going to be amazing on the other side. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and seal the field unto the light of the one true source creator, God, the one who is all the love, all the magic, all the joy. I thank my healing team, the support teams. I thank Source, and I thank each one of you who shows up and says, yes, I want to transform more. I want to know who I am. I want to trust my higher self, and I just want to love, 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 love everywhere. So lots of love and blessings to you. I hope you have a fabulous evening and an amazing new moon, and we will see you back here either tomorrow at 2 or on April 27th. I love you guys. Have a great week. Take care. With that, I say amen and aho.